Hey guys, my name is Savannah Wright, and I am in the Literacy Specialist program, and this is my last course. Yay! I had a signature assessment project that I just completed, and it's this PowerPoint, and it was a PLC assignment. Okay, this is my table of contents, and you can see there are about 14 slides, and it has what's included on each slide. Okay, the PLC meeting agenda. So we have to assign roles. We need a timekeeper, facilitator, and presenter, which is me. A brief introduction to the Literacy Specialist program, review vision statement, and the central question, which is how can we boost parental involvement with all parents, baseline data, discuss the PLC project, statement of the problem, introduce strategies and interventions, and implementation of article, and then we'll have a brief explanation of intervention number 1 with results, and a brief explanation of intervention number 2 and results, and then we'll have a reflection and next steps that we'll discuss and a summary. Okay, the vision statement. My vision is to help connect every parent and guardian to successfully provide all students with an excellent learning experience where quality education is achieved through their work at school and home with parental involvement. I will communicate with parents and guardians of my students so that they are informed and educated in hopes that student achievement rate will rise. And then the central question is, how can we boost parental involvement? So over the last year, working at home through COVID and the students learning at home through COVID, I've saw a need for parental involvement. So this is something I'd really like to try and improve to help my students' achievement rate. Okay, beginning information. This is the baseline data. So I will begin the intervention by sending home a survey for the parents, asking them how involved they feel with their students' education. I will collect the data and see how involved the parent feels for baseline data. I will find new ways to communicate with the parents about events happening at school, what topics and targets the students are working towards, and I'll post reminders for their homework and tests. So if you look over here to the left, I have the letter that I first sent home to the parents, and it said, "Parents, in order to improve student achievement, I'm working to improve parental involvement within the classroom. Studies show that students with parental involvement are most successful. I'm asking that you complete and return the survey answering how involved you feel in your child's school and education. Stay tuned over the next week as I work to find ways to boost parental involvement. Thanks, Ms. Wright." And so it said put an X to your answer, and it says how involved do you feel with your child's school and education. And so 1 said not involved at all, 2 said very little involvement, 3 said somewhat involved, 4 said frequently involved, and 5 said extremely involved. So this is the results. I'm not sure if it all shows up on, no, it doesn't all show up on your guys' page, but it's on there. Okay, so results of the survey from the baseline data, it said that 2 parents felt not very involved, which would be 1, and then very little involved would be 1 parent, and then there was 4 parents, which checked a 3, they feel somewhat involved. And then there was one parent who felt frequently involved, which was a 4, and none of them felt extremely involved. Okay, the PLC project. The action plan for the problem. In my classroom, I'm seeing several students that are lacking educational support at home. I will work to help boost the parental involvement and support. Strategy. I will create 2 different ways to communicate with parents to keep them informed and involved with their child's learning. Once parents are informed and feel involved, they work with their child to help practice repetitive strategies to study and work in hopes of retaining more information and raising the student's achievement level. So the plan. There's an article that I read, and it was called How Parental Involvement Leads to Student Success. And the plan says the article speaks of the benefits of parental involvement and the advantages that students have when their parents are involved. I will utilize this knowledge by incorporating parental involvement with intervention number 1. I will create ways to communicate with the parents to keep them informed. Okay, and so we have a brief explanation of intervention number 1. So it says Facebook group. I will create a Facebook group for the parents and guardians of my students. And let me add that I have to send papers home with their consent where I do teach special education. On this group, I will share pictures of the students, helpful links, educational links, reminders of tests, and homework and information about school events. I will post the learning targets each day so that the parents will know exactly what their child worked on that day. And so also a hope from that is, if they're home and have some free time in the evening, they may look on Facebook and say, oh, I saw where you were working on characters today, and kind of follow along with the same thing at home and kind of incorporate, the same things at home that we're working on at school. And so here's a little snapshot that I sent my parents and showed them what it looked like to join my group. Okay, and then I sent a survey home after 2 weeks of doing just the intervention number 1. And so, let me see if I can pull this down some. Okay, here we go. Okay, results after intervention number 1. 0 parents felt not very involved. So that's awesome because we've made improvements there. 1 parent felt very little involvement. 2 parents felt somewhat involved. 2 parents felt frequently involved. And then 3 parents felt extremely involved. So I was very happy to get a 3 on the extremely involved because last time we didn't get any. And also on the person who chose very little involvement, they had wrote on the bottom of their survey, and they said that they didn't have Wi-Fi at their house, so they weren't able to get on Facebook and see everything that I post in the group. So this kind of gave me an idea for my intervention number 2. Okay, a brief explanation of intervention number 2, which was newsletters. So for the second intervention, I'll be sending home weekly newsletters. One of the parents had commented that they did not have good cell phone service or Wi-Fi at home, so the Facebook group was not keeping them informed. On the newsletters, I will include the upcoming homework and test dates, school events, upcoming skills and topics, and the weekly vocabulary, story, and spelling words. And I will send this home every Friday so they will have it to work on the whole next week. And so after 2 more weeks of this intervention, I And along with still doing the Facebook, I sent home another survey. Okay, and the results after intervention number 2. 0 parents felt not very involved, 0 parents felt very little involved, 0 parents felt somewhat involved, and then we had 3 parents who felt frequently involved, and we had 5 parents who felt extremely involved. And so I could tell that I felt like my students and parents were kind of more involved and knew that I was watching to see if they were involved. So I was happy with the results from the survey and the results that I saw. So reflection, the possible next steps from the data I gathered, there were 2 of the parents that had not, sorry, it should have been a 5 on their survey. These parents, I will call on the phone and ask for any suggestions that they have. When the parents come in for their regular meetings, I will ask them if they have any suggestions to improve parental involvement. I will continue to use both ways of communication with the parents in hopes of reaching all the parents. And I will discuss with my principal about the possibility of having more than one open house. I like discussing and being able to sit down and talk with the parents at open house. So I would like to see another, some more open houses through the school year, I should say. And then that's a wrap. It says the goal of this project was to increase the parental involvement and to improve the student achievement. And so I'm happy to share my action plan with others, and that's all. Thanks.